When we talk about the Academy Awards, the Golden Knight of Hollywood, one name rises above them all: Meryl Streep. With 21 Oscar nominations and 3 unforgettable wins, she is more than just an actress.
I've lost my voice in screaming and lamentation this weekend, and
She is an institution, a woman who, for nearly 5 decades, has dominated the art of performance and redefined what it means to be great. But this is not just a story of victories. It is a story of heartbreak, of near misses, of moments where the world thought she would win and didn't. It's about the journey of an artist who turned every nomination into proof of her unmatched craft. Today we trace Meryl Streep's Oscar journey from her very first nomination in the late 1970s to her legendary 3rd win in 2012, and the enduring legacy that cements her as the greatest actress in Academy Awards history. Part 1, The Beginning, 1979 to 1980. Meryl Louise Streep entered the Oscars conversation almost as soon as she arrived in Hollywood. After studying drama at Yale, she quickly rose in theater and film, bringing an intensity that critics called revolutionary. Her first brush with Oscar gold came with The Deer Hunter in 1979. Playing Linda, a woman torn between love and loss during the Vietnam War, Streep delivered a supporting performance so raw that it instantly marked her as a rising star. It was her first Oscar nomination, Best Supporting Actress. She didn't win, but the Academy had taken notice. Then came 1980, her second nomination and her first win. In Kramer vs. Kramer, Meryl played Joanna, a woman who leaves her husband and fights for custody of her child. The role was complicated. Audiences could have easily hated her, but Streep humanized Joanna, giving her pain and vulnerability. It wasn't just acting, it was a lived experience. When she accepted her first Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, Meryl seemed almost shy, thanking her co-star Dustin Hoffman and the director, Robert Benton. Few could have guessed this was just the beginning of an unmatched journey. Part 2, the 1980s, The Making of a Legend. The 1980s belonged to Meryl Streep. This was the decade where she transformed from a rising star into the most respected actress in the world. In 1982, she earned her first Best Actress Oscar for Sophie's Choice. To this day, it is considered one of the greatest performances in cinematic history. Her portrayal of Sophie, a Polish immigrant haunted by an unthinkable wartime decision, left audiences devastated. Critics said, if acting were an Olympic sport, Meryl Streep just took home the gold medal. With that win, she became a 2-time Oscar champion at just 33 years old. But the nominations kept coming. The French Lieutenant's Woman, 1981, Silkwood, 1983, Out of Africa, 1985, Ironweed, 1987, A Cry in the Dark, 1988. Each role was different, from nuclear whistleblower Karen Silkwood to author Karen Blixen in Out of Africa, to Lindy Chamberlain, the mother wrongly accused after her baby was taken by a dingo in Australia. By the end of the 1980s, Streep had already collected 8 Oscar nominations and 2 wins. Most actors dream of one nomination. Meryl was rewriting history. Part 3, the 1990s. The drought years. The 1990s were not as kind. Though she remained one of the world's greatest actresses, Meryl's streak of Oscar wins slowed. She was nominated for Postcards from the Edge, 1990, The Bridges of Madison County, 1995, One True Thing, 1998. Each performance was praised, yet year after year, she lost. The 90s belonged to new faces: Jodie Foster, Susan Sarandon, Frances McDormand, and Emma Thompson. Some critics even began to whisper, maybe Meryl peaked too early. But they were wrong. What the 1990s proved was that even without winning, Streep's place as an Oscar magnet was secure. Every time she appeared on screen, she was a contender. Every role she touched became part of the Academy's conversation. Part 4, the 2000s, the resurgence. The 2000s brought a stunning resurgence. Meryl returned with nominations for Music of the Heart, 1999, though part of Oscar 2000 season. Adaptation, 2002, where she played writer Susan Orlean and earned her 13th nomination. The Devil Wears Prada, 2006, as Miranda Priestley, she became a cultural icon. Doubt, 2008, a tour de force opposite Philip Seymour Hoffman. By this point, Streep was no longer just an actress. She was the Oscars' eternal guest of honor. In 2009, she broke Katharine Hepburn's record for the most nominations. She was rewriting the Academy's record books. And yet, still no third win. Some fans began to wonder if the Academy loved nominating her more than awarding her. But patience was about to pay off. Meryl Streep finally took home her third Academy Award for The Iron Lady. Her transformation into British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher was breathtaking. Some criticized the film itself, but no one could deny her performance. When Colin Firth called her name, the audience erupted. Even Meryl herself seemed shocked, joking, "Oh, come on. When they called my name, I had this feeling I could hear half of America going, 'Oh no, her again.'" It was her 17th nomination, her third win, and proof that the Academy's love affair with Meryl was still burning strong. But she wasn't done. More nominations followed. Into the Woods, 2014, Florence Foster Jenkins, 2016, and The Post, 2018. Each one added to her record, pushing her total to 21 nominations, a feat no other actor, male or female, has ever achieved. Part 6. The Legacy. What makes Meryl Streep the greatest Oscar performer of all time? It's not just the number of nominations, it's the variety. Drama, comedy, musicals, biopics, romances. She has done it all. She disappears into characters. She masters accents. She makes you forget you're watching Meryl Streep. Some critics argue she's too nominated, but even those voices admit no one else can match her consistency. Her 3 wins place her among the legends, alongside Katharine Hepburn, Jack Nicholson, Ingrid Bergman, and Daniel Day-Lewis. But her 21 nominations? That's a record unlikely to ever be broken. Meryl Streep doesn't just attend the Oscars. She defines them from The Deer Hunter to The Iron Lady. From 1979 to today, Meryl Streep's Oscar journey is a story of greatness. 21 nominations, 3 legendary wins, and a lifetime of unforgettable performances. Whether she wins again or not, her place in history is untouchable. Because when the lights dim and the golden envelopes are opened, one truth remains. Meryl Streep isn't just part of the Oscars. Meryl Streep won the Oscars. Subscribe for more Hollywood Untold stories.